Hello there. We're playing some Purple Stake Balatro right now. I'm on the Nebula deck. You start the run with the telescope voucher, and you've got -1 consumable slot. That -1 consumable slot, honestly, has tripped me up a couple of times now. You know, I'll buy like an Emperor and use it and only get one tarot card from the Emperor, so that's not great, but Telescope is nice if you're playing the same hand over and over, same hand type. As you can see, it's Ante 1, round 2. This is our second shop for the run. We just did the big blind, and we've got the club coming up as the Ante 1 boss. And as you can see, I just pulled this from an Arcana pack. It's pre-holographic, which is insane. I don't know what the odds of that are, but it's pretty good. I would like to take Jimbo, believe it or not, just for some basic flat mult. We're not always going to have queens in hand. Maybe we even want to be playing the queens. But the sooner we can start copying something with Perkeo here, I think, you know, getting Perkeo so early is it puts so much pressure on the run, because like so much good can come of it, but also like you can start making decisions that could potentially ruin the run. But you know, if we get like a single death card in the consumable slot, for instance, we can start, you know, deck fixing out of our minds, and then maybe we even pick up the observatory voucher at some point and start like adding a whole bunch of like 5 of a kind planets or something. Flush 5 even, I guess, if we're making the same, if we're able to just make the same of a single card. I think the best, everything, obviously the deck is untouched at the moment. We just started. The best card, from what I understand, to try to make copies of, I think, is like King or Queen of Hearts. Just because it has the most it has like the highest, those cards have the highest ceiling. Not that we're gonna find another legendary, but in the event that we find a Triboulet, that goes crazy. Sock and Buskin retriggers, obviously, but Hearts specifically, because if you happen to find Bloodstone, getting retriggers with Sock and Buskin on Bloodstone, and if you also find Oops All Sixes to make Bloodstones 1 and 2 become a 2 and 2, are things that I'm sort of looking out for. But we could also just find, we could, you know, completely circumvent the entire Oops All Sixes and Bloodstone combo, as well as obviously if we could make a lucky king or a lucky queen, that obviously combos very nicely with Oops All Sixes. Lucky cat as well, that's kind of a full roster of 5 jokers there, I think, right? Oops All Sixes, Bloodstone, Perkeo, Lucky Cat, Sock and Buskin, right? Those 5 jokers. Anyway, this is the wish list, but you know, we've got to work with what we've got at the moment. So I'm gonna stop just talking and play the video game. What a concept, right? You know what? Thinking about it, I probably didn't even need the flat mult from Jimbo, because we have the flat mult on Perkeo at the moment. But you know, I'm already not thinking extremely clearly, but that's fine. Let's try to make a diamond flush happen, perchance. I don't even think we need. We've got it already. Look at that. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great day. Hanging Chad could be huge. I think that's a great one to take, especially if we can make some lucky cards happen. I think Hanging Chad could be huge. Also, Sets us up very nicely if we ever happen to find a photograph. But we're not making anything with Perkeo yet. So we go next, must play 5 cards on the boss. That's totally fine. And since we're rocking with the Nebula deck at the moment, our most played hand already is Flushes, so we may as well keep that rolling. No queens in hand for Shoot the Moon, but at the moment I think we're okay with the flat molt from Jimbo and Holo Perkeo. Okay, Chariot. I mean, we could just like just start getting value out of Perkeo. Like, Chariot isn't what we're after, but we just take it, you know? No reason not to. We've only got the 1 consumable slot, but like, again, even if we're not using the Chariots, we can start selling them, but we may as well like start using them, right? So again, so like, not that we're gonna stick with Shoot the Moon forever, but we could, just to kind of work with what we've got at the moment, we can start to Chariot our queens to make our Shoot the Moon queens more valuable. We've got a flush, so, and we're going to use the non-negative Chariot because the negative one gets to be here for free. So this isn't a long-term game plan by anything, but having steel queens in the deck that can very easily be strengthed into kings if we ever find Baron, nothing wrong with that. I mean, I have no reason to turn my nose up at Fibonacci other than I'm thinking face cards is all. Even though there are boss blinds that like are bad for face cards, like if we ever, I think it's the plants, if we ever come across the plant, could be bad. Anyway, let's see what's in here. World and Hierophant and Star. I think we just bonus some kings and queens. Nothing wrong with that. And then it's gonna make us poor, but this is such a good voucher. I think we take it. I would love to take the duo. We can't afford it. I could sell some stuff, but it's also eternal. So we just go next. How much do you sell for? So because here's the thing too. We don't necessarily need to use these Chariots. Perkeo can just generate money for us. You know, currently it's generating $4 a round. That's like a built-in gold joker already, which is pretty good. We've got spades, it looks like. Does this get there without any queens? Just with the flat molt of Jimbo and Perkeo? It does not. So we're already like stressing a little bit. But we've got some hearts. And in fact, I doubt straight flush is ever going to get played more than flush flush for the sake of the telescope voucher. So I think we can just play the straight flush there for fun. The flush flush would have gotten there, but playing the straight flush is just fun. Alrighty. I would love to open this spectral. So let's open this spectral. Let's give me credit card. Sell Jimbo. Give me brainstorm. Use the credit card to go into debt. Brother, if you give me polychrome on this king, the responsible thing here is probably purple seal on a 3, but I can't. All right, we're chipped up, I guess. That's fine. So now Brainstorm Perkeo is going to create 2 chariots, which is also going to be good for us for money. However, I did just sell Jimbo, which other than Shoot the Moon was, you know, kind of our only flat mult, I guess, besides, again, the holo on Perkeo. So I think we really want to see some queens when we play our next hand. But, you know, being able to steal the queens that we see is going to be nice. None queens. Okay, we're going to be getting most of our score out of Shoot the Moon, so we just need to find queens. Plain and simple. So there's not a flush. You're a cool king. You are a cool king, don't get me wrong. Maybe I just play like high card. No, because there's no flat mult. Well, I guess there will be flat mult from the Shoot the Moon queens. Is where that'll come from. And maybe I can just... I'm just thinking, like... I only have the 1 discard left. And we have hands to play as well that we can basically just use as if they're discards. But I think we really, really, really need to find some queens. And I don't have any... I'm not getting any bonus from playing flushes. You know? I could keep another king. I could keep a king. And then that can enable a better hand than high card. Okay, we got 3 of a kind 2s, I guess. So Shoot the Moon isn't doing anything. We may as well re-trigger this too, I guess. A couple times with Brainstorm. Why not? Pair 7s again, okay. If we don't find, like, there's still 4 queens in deck, right? And we're... Wow. I don't think we lose. Okay, there they are. I think I would like to... I know you're bonused. I know I just bonused you. This feels like it would be better to do. So this is a rare instance where hand order matters when we play the hand. Because from left to right, the queens are adding the 13 mult. And then it's getting multiplied times 1.5 by the steal. So Abstract Joker is flat mult, but it's eternal, and I don't think I want to be locked into that for my whole life. Raised Fist is also flat mult, but it's inconsistent flat mult. But maybe I can't. Maybe beggars can't be choosers. I should move Perkeo before I forget, so we make sure we're copying 2 negative chariots. I'll take my chances with this buffoon pack. A Holographic Shell. So, Holographic Shell. Here's the thing. We're a little like... So that's 25 mult. 2 queens in hand. And again, they're steeled, so they have... I mean, 3 out of 4 of them are steeled currently. I think it would be cool to take this, because if it breaks, it could become Cavendish. I don't know that Hanging Chad is actually doing a ton for us right now. Just like for the sake of, like, maybe we take it later if we just like currently it isn't doing much. I think having flat mult right now is just more important, and I think having credit card until we get out of the hole is also important, because, you know, having it enabled opening this pack, but we definitely, like, we can't, you know, we need to be winning in one hand to try to be making money again. So I think I'm gonna sell Hanging Chad and take Gros Michel, and I think I'm just gonna hope Gros Michel doesn't break quick. Having all these chariots as well, if we ever find Steel Joker, if we steal like a bunch of the deck, Steel Joker's gonna go crazy. So this should be fine. We go next. And then base, we can get plus 15. We can get an additional plus 15 mult with Brainstorm if we have queens in hand. I think if we have 2, minimum 2 queens in hand, we can move Shoot the Moon. Wow. Okay. There's no reason. I feel like we have enough flat mult here on a 4 of a kind. There's no reason to use the chariots, because we could, again, they all sell for 4, right? So right now we could sell for 12 bucks, which is pretty good. That would get us out of the hole. Wouldn't get us to like minimum interest at $5, but this should get there. We'll add the 5 just to get rid of it. And the Gros Michel is safe, which is important. Now we do have the wall coming up next. Wow. So we could start copying Hermit with Perkeo now. The tricky thing with Perkeo is I think you can get into trouble by trying to do too many things at once. So as much as it would be nice to make more steel cards, I think this is an opportunity to just like start making a lot of money, and that'll allow us to buy pretty much whatever we want, obviously, but also reroll to find specific pieces. So I think I'm gonna get out a chariot. I'm not gonna buy the egg. I'm sorry, egg enjoyers. And then we're going to buy the Hermit, but we're not going to use the Hermit yet. I'm also going to move Perkeo before I forget. And then let's see what's in here. Strength is cool. What does it hit? Nothing, really. Do I moon? Do I make things clubs? I think, you know what? The very first boss was the club boss. So now we don't have to worry about clubs getting neutered anymore. And I guess I'll start turning... This is the only red card here, but just in the event if we ever need to make blackboard work, just thinking ahead a little bit about that. Is strength more valuable? Is like strengthing like these 4s into 5s more valuable? Is tower value? No, tower is like really low value. I think I don't. It's like it's a pretty inconsequential Arcana pack, all things considered. Okay, so now we can double up on the Hermit here, and then I think to beat the wall, we're really looking for our queens. There's one. We do almost have a flush here, but I think finding our queens is important. And then since this is, you know, such a cool king, I think playing maybe like a pair or even 3-of-a-kind kings with a bunch of queens in hand could be cool. So here we're unfortunately just gonna play our hand as if it's a discard. So we're gonna play just like a pair of 3s, dumping everything else. Having the 1 queen in hand is nice. Two queens is good. We got a pair of 2s. So 2 queens, I think we do copy Shoot the Moon. We got a full house with 2 queens in hand. And a chipped up king. I feel like if I just like play this pair of 5s, I think just like, even just to like play the 5 cards, this should, if this doesn't get us there, I feel like this should get us close. I hope. And I'm pretty sure Brainstorm copying Shoot the Moon is the play. Yeah, that's 26 flat mult. Another 26, but it's like getting multiplied between this one and this one. Huge. Groma Shell is safe. Okay, I can't believe I've never really like actually used Shoot the Moon before. I don't think I care to wheel here. So what we're gonna do is get out a credit card for the $1, use 1 hermit for 16, use 1 more hermit for 20, and now we're at 52 bucks. Make sure we're copying Perkeo. And now, I mean, Hanged Man is good. What do I want to get rid of? Maybe just 8s. Just get rid of a pair there, that's fine. Could take Gluttonous Joker, honestly. We are a bit more club-pilled. It's not terrible. I don't really... I mean, we could reroll down. In fact, we don't have seed money. And every shop we're going to get 40 bucks from 2 negative hermits. So we could just reroll down to 25. I don't think I want to buy the Tarot Merchant voucher because I want to see Jokers. Seeing Tarots later is good once we have our like bench of Jokers set up. I think I'll take, just as sort of a safety, I'll take Gluttonous now. But I'm hoping we find something better. Let's wheel. It could hit. It didn't hit. That's fine. Juggler for hand size. That's okay. This is a funny card, Seeing Double. It is molt, but it's like one of the worst molters in my opinion. I don't know. It's really situational. We do have like more clubs than not, but like the funny thing about this is like it doesn't work if you play like a club flush, for instance, which just kind of feels bad. But that's as low as we should go. We should stay above 25 bucks. So I'm glad I took Gluttonous Joker for what it's worth. So we're copying Perkeo. We go next. We've got 1 queen in hand. We've got a 2 pair here. We've got some clubs. So what do I want to do? What hand am I playing here? Could just play you know, could just aim to play a club flush, and that would be fine. And we could even copy Gluttonous for 30 flat mult total between Gluttonous and Brainstorm, which would then, that 30 flat mult with a steal in hand would get, I think the steal happens first, which is a bit unfortunate that the multiplier happens before the plus 13 from Shoot the Moon. That would be such like a buff to Shoot the Moon, but it might be like, that would have to be like a game-wide mechanic. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that would make me want to keep Shoot the Moon more if it added the plus 13 mult before the steal multiplied it. Anyway, could just like play the 2-pair, but I don't think we need to. So let me just, I guess I'll go for the club flush. That makes sense to me. And our good king is a club also. That's fun. Okay, we got it. So then, I think we copy Gluttonous Joker, because the plus 13 mult we get from Shoot the Moon happens after the steal multiplication. So if we Brainstorm copy Shoot the Moon, we get 13 mult. If we Brainstorm copy like plus 13 mult with Brainstorm, if we copy Gluttonous, we get 15 from playing 5 clubs. So I think this is better. I don't know if this gets there. I hope it does. We have our chipped up king, so that's a decent little chip boost, which is nice. Okay, we lost Gros Michel. That was 25 flat mult from Gros Michel. Scary Face is interesting. Droll Joker is like, you see it, you're like, oh, mult on flush. I might still take it. Well, it's just like worse. It's so bad. 10 on a flush from this is so bad. Okay, we can make some money. I mean, we are playing flushes, so like, in the event we don't find literally anything else, I'll take it, but I don't like it. Probably not Odd Todd. Perkeo copying Justice. That's tricky. Making cards glass isn't sustainable, but creating copies, like with either, well, I guess Death doesn't create copies. Like, I think most ideally, if you are doing like a full-on glass build, Cryptid is kind of what you'd be after, which involves, you know, getting a spectral card in your consumables, which can be a tall order. I feel like we should probably open this and see if it gives us a decent... And of course it's going to, because I fully forgot that we're even playing the Nebula deck, so it's always going to give us Jupiters since we're playing flushes. So now there's a little bit more of like an incentive to play flushes. And our jokers are flush leaning. Lovers? See, I don't really want to take another tarot because I just want Perkeo to copy Hermit. Luchador could be very valuable. Play only one hand, huh? Luchador could be very valuable. I value Luchador more than I value Droll Joker. That might be crazy. We're really like as good as Perkeo is, And you know what? Here's something I didn't even consider actually about the Tarot Merchant voucher, is that would allow us to see more tarots, obviously, which could lead to finding a better tarot for Perkeo to be copying. Like Death. And obviously, I think at the moment, we would want to be aiming for this king, I think. Even though I said at the beginning of the video that, like, heart face cards are kind of the most valuable. I mean, just having just being able to start reliably playing like 5 of a kinds or flush 5s, I think would be good. Let's see if this says anything cool. Yeah, it does. A red seal on a king. Like, the purple seal is good. The gold seal, I mean, the gold seal and the steel kind of like go against each other, but I think the red seal king for sure. And you know what? No, okay, we have one more. I'm gonna hold off. I think I am gonna buy this voucher, just not now. Next shop, I probably will. We found Death, huh? Okay, I'm gonna get out a Hermit then. As much as money is good. I could keep one. It is negative. And like, we're creating 2 copies. So if we have both the Hermit and Death here, so it's like, do I want to like sometimes get money? I think it's important. I think having money is so important. But, you know, deck fixing is also important. So maybe we do. Maybe we just do both. Which is maybe dumb. And honestly, now that I've found Death organically without the Tarot Merchant, I don't know that I even buy it. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the 20. Buy a Death. And rather than reroll for $9, because that's an expensive reroll, we just go next. Okay, so making more queens. We could, ooh. We could fully pivot to like high card with shoot the moon queens in hand. But I think if you're gonna do that, you gotta do like Baron. Cause I don't think shoot the moon is enough like value. But Baron is I forget if it's ×2 or ×1.5 molt on kings held in hand. So like a high card steel Baron build could go crazy. So I think I'm gonna hold off. Like being able to death the steel queen is great, don't get me wrong. I think both the chipped up king and the red seal king, even though there's nothing like cool on the king yet, we can make it cool. I think most ideally getting this to somehow be polychrome, or like getting, you know, even putting a red seal on this from a spectral pack. Anyway, I think let's just use our discards. We found some more. And for what it's worth, making more copies of the Queen of Hearts is technically better. Okay, we found the king. So let's do one. Let's brainstorm shoot the moon. Let's just play this 2 pair with the 2 queens in hand. For 5,000? We found some more queens? Insane. I think that's got to get there then. So we can make now, let's do 3 of a kind kings. I'll use 1 more of my deaths. Left to right to. Just in case this doesn't get there, we're going to play the jack and the 10 with it. But we are definitely brainstorming shoot the moon. And now that we have 3 queens in hand. But the you know, it's like for, I don't know, long term, I think if we want to do flush 5s. Well, I mean, now that I've started to copy, I think changing the suit of this, I might have jumped the gun on these deaths for what it's worth, but I think changing the suit of this could still be fine. Anyway, this should get there, I think. This is a better hand. They're all red sealed for additional chips. Not like a ton of chips, but the 3 queens in hand, that was still only 12,000. Common, uncommon, rare. Is baseball card better than Gluttonous Joker? I mean, if I'm not really doing clubs anymore, it would be. I think I'm trying. Here's the thing. I'm like, I feel like I'm trying to do like too many things at once. Let me move this before I forget. But I still got to rely on shoot the moon for most of our score, which again is why I think like if we were to start leveling high card and like play a single chipped up king with the rest of the hand 7 queens. But again, like building around shoot the moon is not like, I don't think I want to, I want to strength these queens even into kings if I can make that happen. Okay, let's open this Arcana pack. Found a strength. Do I want temperance for money? I think strength is important. Now, okay, here's the thing though. Strengthening a queen, this is our score. So I think I can't do this. I would need to like find Baron if I wanted to do this. So I can't do this yet because I'm like trapped. I'm like trapped by shoot the moon. So honestly, I could strength a jack, I guess, but that even that feels a little low value. Maybe not. Maybe having an additional queen, even 1 more, could be worth it. Or I could just temperance for more money so we can reroll more when in doubt. Playing, yeah, I really think I jumped the gun on these kings. Maybe we could even change these guys to clubs, actually. Could be better. I think I'm gonna keep Luchador to sell for the needle. And you might think that that's a waste, but like we only have 2 discards to work with. And just for the sake of like surviving, I think keeping Luchador is important. And Luchador is our only uncommon. So, and if we're going to sell it, then taking baseball card doesn't make sense. Wow. Okay. So we are keeping shoot the moon for now. Okay. Let's see if you can give me any more kings. No. Okay, we skip. We don't want to add just anything. But okay, that's so funny. Strengthening our steel queens now is. So I think taking this tarot might be, because then we also, or not this tarot, this voucher. Making our, wow. Sock and Buskin, or even, you know what, Mime? Sock and Buskin if we're playing, Mime if we're holding. Sock and Buskin if we're like playing like 5 of a kind flesh 5 because we get the value from playing cards. Mime if we're gonna do high card with Baron, which I've only like seen people like post those sorts of runs on Reddit and stuff before. I've never actually had a Mime Baron run in my life. So this is kind of cracked. And then we can brainstorm copy Baron, dude. I don't need to buy Venus. That's a waste. Let me reroll again. One more. Mail-in rebate could be good for helping us get some more money, but I think like I would take it in place of Luchador. And I'm still selling Luchador to deal with the needle. You might think again with like Baron, even, you know what? The Red Seal Kings are going to re-trigger Baron also, which is insane. These are effectively steal, but if they get stealed also, then we're in great shape. Maybe should I be more confident? This is such like a good run. I don't want the needle to fuck it for no reason because of bad draw. So maybe keeping Luchador is like cowardly, but I'm a coward. I don't know. I don't want this run to lose for like no good reason, you know? But I think taking this voucher now is okay. And then we go next and we make some more deaths and we go into the needle and we sell Luchador and we disable the needle and we get our hands back. Now, we go discarding. God, I don't know what like the play is. Well, we have deaths actually. So you get deathed. You get deathed. And then I believe we are now just playing high card. Because Shoot the Moon is adding Mult. I know it's multiplying with steel, but like we are only multiplying with the kings, but we're adding with the queens. But we're definitely brainstorm copying Baron here. So just like Jack high. Okay. That's pretty good. Wow. No, but this limits our hand size, which I don't like. So I'm going to pass on that. This is important. Is it though? If we're playing high card, then what we're actually playing doesn't really matter. It could still. I'll simmer on that for a moment. Let me move Perkeo before I forget. Let's see what's in here. Why? I mean, 1 in 2 chance for every face card held in hand to give us a buck. That's not like an amazing econ joker, but for what we're like up to, brother. Okay, I would like to make my Red Seal Kings steal or strength my queens, so we can get out of Shoot the Moon. We could probably, you know what? We could probably already get out of Shoot the Moon, frankly. But I don't really have anything. There's no reason to sell it yet if we don't have anything to replace it with. Wow. If we're playing high card, dude, photograph Photograph Hanging Chad. I think now we can get out of... This is going to help us make money. This is now, again, assuming we're able to like find enough kings. And we're deathing kings as it is anyway with Perkeo. So we just need to find one with our 2 discards and we can make 2 more at least. So I think we can get out of Shoot the Moon now for Photograph, and we're looking for Hanging Chad. And also Mime. I don't know which of the... I feel like we definitely take Mime over Hanging Chad. But this is a high card build now. We are no longer... So we've played Flesh 7 times. I think we can maybe start to even burn some hands to get high card played more so that it always shows up in Celestial packs. So from here we go next. So there's a king. Eventually I think, you know what, eventually the entire deck is just going to be this. It's just going to be Kings of Spades, which is spooky actually, because if the boss is ever Spades or debuffed, that also debuffs cards in hand. So that's something to look out for. What did I say? Honestly, if we play a high card here, it probably loses. So maybe looking for this king. Maybe having a bit of a mix. I think more of the red seals, but having a few of the chipped up King of Clubs, because that's kind of an ideal king to play. Although, you know what? They're playing a red seal also with Photograph is good. Let's just look. We've got the discards. Okay, there it is. Yeah, I think making some of you is not a bad thing at all. I guess it's probably better to death an ace rather than... Because we can technically strength a jack, but we could also, for maximum Baron, we could play the jack. But I kind of want to play the chipped up king. Maybe we even play 3 of a kind. I mean, we could play 5 of a kind. But since Photograph is only gets value on the first played king, I think we just do this. And it is only gonna, you know, we need to level high card to make Photograph like good. Anyway, let's copy Baron before I forget, because that's where our score is coming from. And then also reserve parking should hopefully give us some money. The red seals as well are going to re-trigger reserved parking for another chance at $1. That's great. That's great for now. Like, we know we're kind of okay for a while. None of our jokers scale, so the way that we need to scale is from, honestly, leveling high card. And also finding Mime is important. Let's just see if this has a Pluto in it. It does. Huge. We take those. Let me move Perkeo before I forget. Do I want to reroll once? Yeah. Kind of like what we've got at the moment. I mean, Photograph isn't giving us a ton of value currently, but it can later. And I like reserved parking for money. There's a part of me that's like, we could get out a photograph for like Hiker to make the chipped up king even more chipped up, but like it's only 5 chips every time it's scored. That's not a ton of value, frankly. There's more value in Hiker if you're playing 5 cards, but if you're only playing high card, you'd have to be playing the exact same card every single time. And I mean, when you death that card, it like keeps its Hiker chip additions, but I don't know. I don't think that's very high value for us. So I think we just go next. Okay, strengthening this queen at some point would be huge. We have the deaths. So we get left to right to. Left to right to. The hand is fully face cards. We're not gaining, so where this queen goes, frankly, doesn't matter. So we can just play high card. Playing a pair would give us more points because both of the kings provide chips. Although we would lose out on 1 times 1.5 from playing a king. It's not that like, I'm just thinking about like, I wonder which would be better between the high card and the pair here. Anyway. But it wins for sure. It's not a question about whether it wins, it's just like, I wonder which one wins better. Okay. Great. Again, finding Hanging Chad would be cool. Could probably get out of reserved parking for that. I don't think I care about the duo. Honestly, like, we're getting so much molt from the cards in our hand. A free Pluto is great to see there. I think I'm only interested in a molt scaling Joker, because that's like a way for us to scale, obviously. What's going to be tricky for us, actually, is like the amount of space we have. Because Perkeo, as good as it is, like, doesn't provide score. It's nice that it's holographic, but I think eventually, if we ever find a spectral pack with an ectoplasm, making something negative, and taking the hit on hand size could be beneficial. Also finding blank and the antimatter voucher for more space. Those are kind of our 2 options at the moment. Losing out on hand size would be a bummer, but hopefully, again, we can find some vouchers. Like, if there's ever, I've learned this from Rawful, watching him play Balatro. If there's ever a skip for the shop having an additional voucher, we take it, I think. You know, depending on circumstances, obviously, but I think for the most part, like, finding good vouchers to increase hand size, finding blank and antimatter, that's... Because this is gonna go... I'm not concerned about whether we beat Purple Stake unless we find a boss that ruins us. And you know what, for what it's worth, I think taking Director's Cut for exactly that is valuable. I'll reroll once. Yeah. Okay, we're copying Perkeo. I just need to... In the past, I've like forgotten to move that so often that it like bites me in the ass anytime I do. So here, I'm just gonna full discard. We found our cool king for playing. Anything else? Okay, so we can just like death you, left to right to, death you, left to right to. We can play the jack even, or we could play this king for the chips. Let me, just for science, do I need to play the king? Because having it in hand is still valuable for Baron, and playing a jack still hits photograph, which is only an additional 3 molt anyway, which is pretty low value. So we'd really be losing out on the chips from playing this king. I want to see if that matters. Feel like at this stage, probably not. But we've got the hands, so for science, let's just see how this goes. Yeah, we only had like 35 chips there. Which isn't amazing. Okay, we could world. Hieroglyph is interesting. Losing out on a hand? I don't think I mind losing out on a hand, to be honest with you. And that gives us more rounds to deck fix with Perkeo. So I think we probably do this. Do I want to, what is the boss? I mean, we have director's cut or whatever. We can reroll bosses. Do I want to try to world these guys? Does it matter? No, it doesn't, because I'm not playing Flush 5, so no, it doesn't matter. Let's check this for a mime. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, here's the thing. Retrigger all held in hand abilities. That includes reserved parking. Do I just get out of photograph? I think I just got out of photograph. Photograph is common for what it's worth, so we can very easily find it again. And then, fuck, this is insane. I can't believe I said maybe oh my god, dude. Let's, I was gonna say let's open this pack, see if it has a cool king. I mean, that's still worth doing in the event that we find like a polychrome king. That's like another way that we could find a polychrome king. But is that even, no, I think like making these steel is now a priority. Even if we get one and then we can start deathing that one, and then eventually once everything else gets turned into that steel, that red seal steel king. So that's a way that we can grow for sure. But mime is gonna go, this is unreal. Okay, let's buy hieroglyph. And what else would I be looking for? I guess chariot, right? I'll take a hermit. I don't care about moon. I'll take a hermit. Chariot. Okay, taking one chariot to me feels valuable because we really only need the one. So we're Perkeo copying. We go next. We hit 2 chariots. We're gonna get out. No, this is, if we took this skip, there would be nothing, whatever negative it gave us, I promise, it would not be beneficial to our setup. I promise. Curiosity, though, oh my god. We did just hieroglyph. What would I be missing out on? I guess deck fixing long term, right? I'd be missing out on Perkeo. Making, yeah, I think we just play this for sure. So this is huge. We can hit 2. We can hit 2 already, so if we can hit 2 soon, that's great. And now we're actually just gonna like discard, see if we can't find some more red seal queens, not queens, red seal kings. There's one more. It gets charioted. And now we play fucking a pair of 8s. So I don't know, honestly. I guess actually if we're re-triggering, that gives us more reserved parkings. So maybe copying mime is the play instead of copying baron, because that gives us more re-triggers on reserve parking for more money. That seems good to me. So now If we could get some blue seals. Or, you know what? Honestly, oh my god. Did you just give me 2 spectrals here? Are you kidding me? What on earth? I don't think I'd take the Fool. There's no reason to take... Is there? Well, you know, we could take the Fool, actually. We can use the Fool. And that gives us another Chariot. And then maybe in these spectrals we can find some other, like... Literally this. Okay. Grim and Incantation. This could give us... Can this give seals? I'm just curious. Please don't hit this. Great. Oh, that was... Sorry. That was numbered cards. I thought that was face cards. My bad. I'm dumb. We found an ectoplasm already. I would not want it to hit reserved parking for what it's worth. Do I get out of reserved parking to avoid that? I think I do. That's fine. Another Chariot? I don't think I'd take... I think I want to start making more deaths again. We have enough Red Seal Steels that we can just death them from here. Hermit for money. This run is potentially... I don't know, man. Strength? We could strength our queens. Do I even care to at this point? We can just death them later. There's no, like... We're Perkeoing death. So I just go next. Now, unfortunately, you know, selling reserved parking there, I just didn't want it to get hit with the negative. Because as much it would be like fine if it did. It would just be a bit of a bummer because now we have room for like... I don't even know, man. I guess, you know what we're after now is actually making additional copies of what we have. Blueprint would go crazy here. I think Hanging Chad Photograph, like we have space for Hanging Chad Photograph now for what that's worth, but I think like Blueprint is what we're after. Whatever the Joker is called, not the Glass Joker, but the Joker that like after 2 rounds you sell it and it copies one of your other Jokers, like literally anything else, even Perkeo, even anything else that it could copy would be huge. Maybe not Perkeo, actually, now that I think about it, because Perkeo doesn't really give a score. For the sake of like growing in score, we would definitely want it to hit any of the other 3, and if we hit Blueprint as well. Showman, right? Showman's the Joker that lets you see cards that you have already. Any of those would be great. This is a weird... There we go. It's a weird little thing. Left to right. And this Bear King. Left to right. And we play... We move Baron first? No, we move... I don't know that it matters. Now that reserve parking is gone. But I guess... I don't know. Does it matter? I don't know, frankly. Let's play, obviously, a chipped up king. I mean, maybe because we have a queen, the mime is technically better to do the steal twice on the queen. Both are fine. I'm just like thinking like when in the higher antes, when these decisions start to matter, I don't know, honestly, which would be better. But I think because we have a queen in hand, the mime technically gives us more score. I'm really glad I played the beginning of this run, like, safe. You know, I'm glad that, like, we took Luchador and stuff like that to just, like, keep the run, to just, like, make sure that we keep the run alive. I'll take a strength here since we're opening an Arcana, just in case we find any steel queens. And yep, we have the space for judgment, but I think honestly, it's not going to give us anything useful. Likely, I'm really curious, but it's more responsible to take the temperance, and I'm sorry that that's boring. Okay, we still have not played high card more than flesh. So taking the Celestial here could potentially be a bust, but it still gave us a Pluto. And then, I don't know, I'll take the pair, why not? We're not going to be playing pairs. Let me move Perkeo. I don't want to take... I mean, we've hit 2 queens already, so... Already the value for strength is just, like, worse. And even the queens that we did strength are not red seals. So they're still, like... Will eventually be... They're, like, identical to a red seal king at the moment. But it's just, you know, it's nice to have more in the deck. And again, I think having kings of suits besides spades, if we ever come across the spade boss, and again, I know we have the boss rerolling voucher, but sometimes rerolling, pardon me, can be scary. Let's go one more. You know, I think actually, since we have the space, an Econ Joker would be huge. Like getting reserved parking or something else for money back. Satellite could be good for money. We haven't leveled, we haven't like played that many planets, but we could start doing that just to make Satellite pop. Rocket, it's too late for, I think, for like good money. Anyway, go one more. Wow, that's another thing actually that I frankly fully forgot about, is just like a scaling molter actually at the end of the line here. Yeah, Constellation would be good for that. Oh yeah, finding blue seals. Like we only have the 1 additional consumable space, so like even a single blue seal steal king. Well, you know what? If it's getting retriggered by Mime, it would give us 2 with a single blue seal. So like we really only need 1 blue seal. Doesn't even need to be a king, but obviously to combo with Baron, that would be ideal. So finding a blue seal to make Pluto's level faster would be better. But Pluto, you know, it'll get there. We have a lot to work towards, and I think we have the time to do it. And this is already an hour, and I'm sorry about how long I've been taking. But this is a cool run, and I hope you find it interesting. Let's go next. Make some more deaths. This is just like, this has the potential to be like the best run I've ever had. So that's all. I'm a little like, I don't know. I'm excited. Forgive me. Forgive me for being excited. We can get rid of just a regular king for sure. Even a red seal. I think just like finding, yeah. Left to right, and a left to right, and this is cool. We can play our chipped up king here. So now that we have, for the score that we've been getting, it's now seeing an additional ×3 at the end. Oh, we're discarding 2 right because of this boss. My bad. Okay, well. Winning is not an issue, but this certainly isn't going to score as high as it could. Finding, I don't think we found, we're actually at -1 hand size from the default 8 because of the ectoplasm we took. That's a good voucher. Make things cheap. Yeah, the flat molt on fortune tellers is pretty good from the amount of deaths we've been playing and stuff with Perkeo. This high card, it's at 6 now. It's almost there. I don't think we keep rerolling as much as finding an econ joker would be nice. I don't want to go below 25 bucks. So I think we just go next. We'll take a skip, I think, if there is a voucher. We don't even need to discard here, honestly. Left to right to. Left to right to. Alright. But yeah, finding the vouchers that increase hand size, the paintbrush and the palette, right, would obviously go crazy for this deck. That's like so much, even just like a single extra card in hand, which is why taking the ectoplasm is not as good with a held in hand build like this, but reserve parking is back, but it's eternal, so no thank you. Okay, high card and flush are now tied. So one or the other. It's like a 50-50. That's funny. Oh, I should have taken a planet that we haven't taken yet in the event we find satellite. That was a misplay. Wow! Brother, there's no way, dude. Holy shit. So now Blueprint, Brainstorm, Perkeo making 3 deaths. Oh my god, dude, it's happening. Oh my Jesus. Okay. Let's go next. Okay, now, so it's a little bit of a shame we're not on white stake, so we could go like as far as we could, but this, I think, has the potential to be my best run ever. Let's get rid of all of this nonsense. Let's get rid of all of, well, we can keep you. I mean, you're identical actually, but I think, yeah, full discard, and then this queen can get hit, even though it's a steal, and this king, this might be a waste of a death, but I mean, we're making so many now, so this king can just, so now the full hand we may want to turn the game speed up to 4. I'm at 2. I'm at 2 at the moment. E13 on Ante 6. I think that's the soonest I've ever hit E before. Okay, so now Celestials are giving us Plutos every single time. Finding blue seals is important. Okay, we're full on jokers at the moment, and we've got kind of an insane, we could Steel Joker actually for us would go crazy. Steel Joker, I think, is the ultimate molter for us. The only thing is we don't, like, I would even get out of Cavendish for an econ joker here. Because like score isn't the issue, but like money is always huge. Eventually, when there's enough deck fixing, we can get out of creating copies of Death, and then we could create copies probably of Temperance. I think Temperance would go crazy for money for us. And then even for, I think, ultimate scaling for us is finding Observatory. So again, that's why finding like the voucher skipping, the voucher skip to get, because we, or you know what, we started with Telescope, so that means Observatory could already show up. So that's cool. So this is like an insane Perkeo. I can't fucking believe this. Let's go next. Make some more deaths. Decrease level of played poker hand. We could maybe play a pair to kind of get around that. Get around it, decreasing the level of high card. I mean, we could really play whatever we want, but yeah, we could play a pair for sure, just to get around that. So this, we don't even need to discard, frankly. Just death. Slowly but surely, death the entire deck, left to right. We can play these two as a pair to decrease the level of pair. Not that losing a single level on high card is like the biggest deal in the world, but I'm just thinking like really long term. But finding the Steel Joker, and it is only uncommon, that's a great voucher to see. To turn off, because the face card, hearts are debuff, that doesn't matter. The face card and the spade debuff ruin us. I mean, you give me a spectral, I'm gonna open the spectral. Immolate for money. There is another ectoplasm, but I don't think we do that. That feels irresponsible. We could medium. Honestly, like immolating to destroy 5 cards in the deck, I think having cards in the deck is beneficial for more death targets, right? Having a small deck, and honestly, having more, if we ever find Steel Joker, having more of them, I think is beneficial. So I think for now, just like a purple seal on a 3 could potentially give us some additional tarots. That could be valuable. I'm really only looking for Steel Joker, I think, right? And like there are other good scaling molters. I guess also an econ. I was saying earlier, I would get out of Cavendish for an econ Joker because we don't need Cavendish right now, but like whatever. Okay, we go next. We don't take that skip. Again, I think the only one we're taking is for the only one we're taking is for an additional voucher in the shop. I think just here, we're gonna go up to 4 now. Just because there's a lot of triggers per hand played. Just making that go a little bit faster, I think, is a good thing. So I didn't even move Perkeo that time. Okay, let's see. We can also scale with, for what it's worth, if Wheel of Fortune hits Polychrome on anything. The game is so fast now. It's so fast. Okay, we go next. Honestly, we don't even need to move Perkeo. We're getting there, no problem. So to, you know, try to avoid the risk of losing out on some deaths. So yeah, here, I don't even think I hanged man. I can just like fool for more deaths, I guess. That's fine, right? Celestial for a Pluto. Thank you very much. Do I reroll? I don't think there's any. I think it's okay. Now, because score is not really an issue, I think there's a strategy where, like, before you get into making your cards held in hand steel, you make them gold first to, like, kind of get situated with money. And then when score starts to matter, then you make them steel. And I just was like, steel first. But again, having a you know, most of the deck be steel, if we ever find steel Joker, I can discard this, honestly, and then now this 6 can get deathed. Anyway, again, the only thing I'm kind of missing right now is money. Our bench is great. I cannot complain about the bench, right? But money would be sick. Now this is great for just not spending a ton of money every shop. Temperance is huge. Do we take Temperance now? Oh yeah, Temperance is worth way less now because of liquidation. So Temperance is now actually worse than Hermit would be. Okay. Choose 2, huh? Okay, well you can get steeled. That's great. And then honestly, I think, yeah, we just take the Temperance for the 14 bucks. Pardon me. And then we take the Temperance for the 14 bucks. And we reroll once. I don't think, like, High Priestess would need to give me Pluto for it to, like... It is a buck. It's a buck. It's Mercury. We can just sell it. It's a buck. We can buy and sell, and it doesn't make a difference. So we can actually just, like, check if a High Priestess has a Pluto in it. And if you're like, why did that only give 2 planets? We only have the 1 consumable slot because of the Nebula deck. So we go next. Upgrade high card by 3. I think playing the round is more beneficial. For what it's worth. That would be cool. To the Moon could give us some money for what it's worth. We could get out of Cavendish for To the Moon. Cavendish is only a common. Don't be mad, okay? And we could... Do you get compatible, incompatible? You're incompatible with To the Moon. Okay. Noted. This is a pretty good econ Joker for us, so... Okay. Could take a Hermit here. I think it's too soon. I think I want... The deck is close. It's very close, but... We can start making money. And then eventually, again, I still want to find like observatory with Plutos up here is going to go crazy. I'm just curious. Let's see if you have anything cool. A wild king? That's okay. Although, again, adding cards to the deck might not be a bad thing. Yeah, adding cards to the deck won't be a bad thing, in fact, if we find, because that'll just have, we'll just have what we play doesn't matter. Especially if the entire deck is red seal, steel, kings. That's not true. If we ever have a blue seal, finding the blue seal, I think, is going to be important. But we need to get there. But then for Steel Joker, like the additional molt from just adding more steels to the deck, I don't know, man. But we need to find Steel Joker first. You're less money than To the Moon, I think. I think we just go next. Okay. You get deathed. You get deathed. You get deathed. You get discarded for a chariot. You both get discarded. I'll hang on to it for now. It's gonna be a long one. We're on Ante 8, by the way, so finally gonna beat Purple Stake Nebula deck. Are you gonna give us anything? No? What is the boss? One random Joker disabled every hand. That should be a-okay. I didn't actually see how much money To the Moon just gave us. Maybe making... No, I feel like it's making the whole... I don't know. Do I want a glass? Anything? Do I want you to be glass? Is that gonna matter? That's like, that's times 2 on whatever our starting molt is gonna be. It's hard to say. I don't know. I mean, it would be better on a red seal. Let's do it. I don't think I'm gonna be playing that king anyway, but it'll be nice to have the option, question mark? I don't know. Strengthen Fool. Fool for... Oh, I have no space? Okay, I don't think I care about Chariot then. I will Fool for a Pluto, because getting more Plutos is... Oh, that was a Pluto in our consumables. Funk. Well, do I care? Is it too soon to do that? Oh, it might be too soon to do that. Okay. Temperance, just for a little bit of money. High Priestess, we can just like see if it shows us a Pluto. Okay. We go next. One random joker disabled. It hit blueprint. I don't think I care. Do I care? Let's start discarding our red seal steel kings. I'll keep a heart, I think. Maybe, I don't know. We go endless mode on this, for sure. Look who's back. Okay, cool. There's another consumable slot. That's nice. Keep leveling Pluto. I saw a black hole in there. That's my bad. But we're only playing high card anyway, so whatever. Chariot, no thanks. Justice, no thanks. Mars is a buck. Again, I think maybe buying the rest of the planets at least once, because I think satellite would be a better. You know what? I actually haven't checked what To the Moon is doing for us money-wise. Okay, we're not playing you. So let's just like full discard until we start finding cards that we can death, but we can also start selling our deaths if we ever want the money. Because they each sell for 4, which isn't bad. Buy one of each planet in case we find satellite. No thanks. Steel Joker, I think, is really just what I'm after. Are you gonna give me anything cool? I mean, I think we do add cards to the deck, believe it or not. Fool for the wheel? Still nope, huh? Wild. Family is, not for us. Not this one. Why am I going so low? I don't need to be going that low. You get deathed. You get deathed. You get death. I mean, as long as we're above 25 bucks, actually, I guess, because we still have not found seed money. So you get deathed. Okay, you get played. Cavendish has made its triumphant return. It is only, again, it's only a common, so like it is cool to see, but we don't need score. Money is more important right now. So we go next. Fool just gives us death, huh? This is so funny. Okay. It's fine. And then do we glass one Is it even worth it? Maybe we... No, I don't know. I don't know. Get stealed, idiot. Okay. Steel Joker. No. Steel Joker. No. Okay, 30s. 30 bucks is good for me. First hand is drawn face down. Okay, well, we can just full on. That was the Ante 9 boss. Okay. Here's the thing. +1 discard. Do I care? Do I need it? I don't think I do. Oh, well, you know what? Buy the voucher to get it out of the voucher rotation. And see if this has a steal. It does not. Burnt Joker is going to upgrade high card for us. Oh my god. And then we can blueprint Brainstorm. Oh, dude, we're gonna level high card? Oh, dude, okay. Here's the thing. I have to get going. I did not think that this was gonna take as long as it has taken. But we're just gonna leave this run where it is at the beginning of Ante 10. Spades are debuffed is the boss coming up. So that's what's next. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a very cool run so far. We got through the beginning. We have 50 kings, a lot of steals in there. Finding Steel Joker is going to be very cool if we can do it. There's a lot of potential with this run. I'm very excited. Thank you so much for hanging out. Stay tuned for part 2 to see where this run ends up, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.